to speak for only 5 minutes. And I will obviously say thank you to my young wife, my beautiful wife, my best friend, and to the chairman of, yes, and to the chairman of CMP, Nimba County, and the chairman, Mr. John Kuyan, of this very, very, very successful occasion. Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Matthew.
The most honorable Uncle Kagon, and all of our hard-working people. Thank the people of Nimba County. Well, which one the people of Nimba County want to say thank you to Uncle Mariko yesterday. Hey, Nimba County has come of age, and it is time for Nimba County to produce the next president of the Republic of Liberia. We are tired making president. We are tired making president. And we carry the record. I mean, you win now. First time for that, I'll wait. I will see you. Nimba County carry the record for the highest number of vice presidents in Liberia. It's time. Corruption, and let us fight for Liberia, and let us fight after
the chairman of the legal practitioner and a political necessary to move forward.
Come on, that is maintained, and they do the necessary examination, and if the spring assessment proof that indeed what was deposited in terms of spring for that gentleman into the victim, prove that you are indeed responsible, or it is yours. It's very genuine to the investigation. Again, it is not just a DNA test that will serve as sufficient evidence. Like I said, the testimony of the victim, because first at age of 14, one can able to testify. Yes, I have my telephone. This is my telephone. The man called me on. This man called me on, and I so did. When I went to a hotel. Where is the hotel located? The prosecution or the defense counsel want to know where the hotel located. In the hotel located, they will cross while on the cross. The defense counsel will want to know whether it is true they actually went to a hotel. Where the hotel located? At which room? But in which room this action was committed?
Yes, but there are growing public perceptions and commentaries suggesting that the police response in this matter has been unusually lenient, especially given the suspect's status as a high-ranking government official.
Well, I cannot defend the police in this matter because I've not been privileged to read or to get a response clearly on this matter. But I'm wondering what would be the reason you want to protect a criminal defendant in this matter. What would be the reason?
Because he's a bishop now.
A bishop, a deputy minister will who abuse somebody's child, especially when it is a violation of the criminal code of Liberia, and say because the child is the bishop. And I think we have to go beyond that. Like the police said, I think the police still have time to investigate, and they should be able to come up with a definite position or definite finding to say yes, this we have evidence that is relevant, that is sufficient and admissible.
Do you agree with some people who believe that this alleged leniency undermines public trust in the justice system?
Of course, if the police keep this matter perpetually at the police headquarters, we all come up with funding. You have to come up with funding and say yes, our investigation proves that this man is culpable, or our investigation proves that there is no evidence or sufficient evidence to indict this man. So we cannot press charges against him. You have to do that. In the absence of that, people have the right to hold suspicion. People have the right to hold suspicion.
Okay, what broader implications could this have?
There's no probable cause to hold this man so that this matter can lay to rest. But as it is, it has the propensity to keep the public doubting the credibility of the Liberian National Police.
Given your standing in the legal community, would you advocate for reforms in how law enforcement agencies handle sexual and gender-based violent cases?
This is a specialized crime in our law, especially so. This is why the government made it very clear that this being a serious offense on our law, a specialized code was then enacted by the legislature, in which I was part of the legislature to address such issues. So we think it is prudent that the Minister of Justice, who is a custodian of the entire custodian power to ensure that the government prosecute criminal defendants, to come up with a clear opinion on this matter and to have this thing laid to rest. Because in the absence of this, it creates serious doubt in the ability of the police to protect our great young children who are easily exposed to such exploitation. And mind you, 99% of those who involved with rape are people who are close proximity to the child. Either they all in the same, they all live in the same community, or they all work in the same area. So they have access to the child. So we think this is very, very important for the government to ensure that this matter can lay to rest. Either ensure that because no law protects any official of government, okay. Even the legislature. If you are in the legislature, you commit a criminal offense, you will be stripped of immunity and stand trial. So I think Mr. Mangill, let the Liberian National Police come up with a clear opinion on the matter and lay it to rest.
We are hearing rumors that he has fled the country. If he did flee the country, if you think, what would that mean for this entire situation?
The Minister of Justice is responsible to manage the borders of Liberia through through immigration, through all major police, let's say security apparatus. So if it is true that he fled the country, then of course the government will be responsible. One would suggest and conclude that you were aided and abetted by people in the security rank of the country.
Okay, let's turn down to Nima County. A key.
You will not be thrown in our throat. And one thing the Vice President said, during that time, I'm not supporting Coca on the basis that you'll be loyal to me all the way I know. I may not be surprised of what may happen in the future. So we just laugh about it. But I think it is unfortunate, you know. It's unfortunate, especially so. And he also told me clearly that in the same thing in Lima.
I'm very pleased to be among all of you here this afternoon. You know, it may be seem a little bit easy for someone to turn over power of authority, but it is not an easy thing in our country and in Africa. As a matter of fact, as a politician in general, giving all power is not as easy as you see it happening here today. So I must commend you, I must congratulate you that those that are coming after can emulate the great example that you are setting for them, that whatever it takes, there is always a time to step on the stage. Please have a seat. Thank you very much. Let's give him a rousing applause. So the SAPO Apollo chairman present and the chair lady, the governor of the SAPO community, delegates, paramount chief, elders, the youth, the women, and all those that are here to help to celebrate this day. When I received your communication asking me to be the guest speaker, I begin to think and to wonder why among all of the major stakeholders in the county that you chose me to be your guest speaker. I still haven't found the answer because there are 2 senators and there are 3 elected officials. But one thing comes to me is I'm someone that speaks the truth, and I'm someone who don't bow when it is necessary to speak the truth. I call on the new leadership that is to be inducted into office today, representing the people of Kabade. There is a wind of change blowing in Sino County, a political change that is presently blowing in the county.
From the rural patient rooms and shift them to the schoolhouse because they are occupying rooms for patients. There are more than 8 rooms occupied by the students that they have in classes. I want to shift them to the TNIB own facility.
What the budget looking at? What the next budget looking at?
My name is Jotin Dolly. Thanks for the project. What is in terms of having this project decentralized to other health facilities across the country?
Then we can look at the Bible, looking at the last hope.
Okay.
This is the last hope. This is the place I visited in April. I toured the entire facilities. You know, the first thing I caught me to make sure I have it done before nothing to, or maybe redemption in other hospitals as well.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Speaker Richard Ndangbe there speaking to the media folks. I'd like to say many thanks to all of you on today Liberia on television. It is what it is here from JFK Medical Center as Speaker Richard processing of.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your coming to this live press conference regarding the World Foundation International Multipurpose Agricultural Cooperative, WFI for short. We are launching today the Feed the Nation program in Liberia, Monrovia, Liberia. And today is October 4th, 2025. The WFI Corporation is proud through the media security as well, and to unite and support Liberian farmers through shared resources, training, market assets, and innovative agriculture practices, enabling sustainable growth, increased productivity, and community development. In terms of the goals and objectives of the cooperative, we want to empower farmers. That's one. About 6 major goals and objectives. Empowering the farmers is one of them. Increasing agricultural productivity in Liberia is the next one. Enhancing market access in the sense of having produce, road to market. Through the roads being developed, we bring food and support those farmers that are providing the food going forward. Enhance market access. Strengthen cooperative governance. Support agri-processing and value addition. We're going to foster economic and community development. Those are the goals and objectives of the corporation. With that are executive board members, and we will open to Q&A from the press after we have heard from Mr. Lincoln Z. Cooper, the CEO and president of the corporation.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chairman. WFR.
Save the poor from hunger and poverty.
For his initial endorsement and unwavering support of our National Agriculture Initiative. Your Excellency, your commitment to food security and sustainable development is both inspiring and encouraging. May God continue to bless you and guide you in your leadership. The WFR Multi-Purpose Agriculture Cooperative is a national agribusiness institution working to improve livelihood, transform agricultural setup of Liberia. We are currently collaborating, working with 3,500 registered farmers in each of the 15 countries of Liberia. Total 52,500 active members across the nation. Through sound memorandum of understanding, MOU, we have a secure access to land in the various community, including ensuring that our operations are community-driven and inclusive. In alignment with the government of Liberia National Agriculture Policy, Development and the Rights Agenda, WFR has developed a comprehensive 5-year agricultural operation development plan. This strategy plan is focused on enhancing productivity, promoting food security, and building resilient rural economy through sustainable agricultural productivity. It is with great pride and optimism that we officially announce the launch of our national initiative titled Operation Feed Liberia. Project timeline run from October 30th, 2025 to October 30th, 2030. This transformative project seeks to mobilize resources, technicals, expertise, and community participation to position Liberia as a self-sufficient and food-secure nation. We look forward to partnering with the key stakeholders, including the World Bank, European Union, United Nations agencies, and other development partners, who shared our vision for a prosperous and agricultural strong Liberia. Together we can uphold, uplift our farmers, grow our economy, secure every Liberian has access to affordable nutrition food. Member of the press, let me quickly say welcome for coming. Liberia at the crossroad. We have to rescue Liberia as a farmer. We brought this government to power. It is our duty as a rescue farmer group to begin to take the A component on the arrest agenda to run with it. We're going to take it out to all towns and villages across the 15 countries of Liberia to ensure to grow rice, cassava, corn, oil palm, and cocoa. By this initiative and action, we will put more money in our rural community dwelling hand. We will curtail hunger and poverty. We call on all our fellow citizens, members of the government, foreign mission, all other partners of Liberia to please support this initiative. We are going to reach out to everybody. We are going to serve your communication to ensure to participate in the upcoming program at the Monrovia City Hall. Thank you very much. God bless Liberia. God bless WFR. God bless everybody. And thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, members of the Folk Estate. At this juncture, we will now take questions and answers, and the questions should be specifically directed to the WFR Agricultural Cooperative upcoming event.
Yeah.
Any questions from the press?
My name is Aaron Kuban, and I work for DN News Liberia. Thank you firstly for the initiative to feed Liberia. But one may be concerned about the sub-name, the Rescue Farmers Group, and I also understood that you're doing this in a bid to promote the arrest agenda. What will you say to those who may want to politically align you? Is this an auxiliary of the rescue government, the rescue cliche, the rescue mission that brought this government to power? Is it that you are aligned with that? The purpose of this question is, if, for instance, the government is no longer, in power, which could happen any time, like 2029 or the following election or so, is it that this group is a pro-government group, like the Unity Party auxiliary or so?
That's a very, very good question. We are a non-aligned with any of the parties in Liberia. We are non-aligned. We support the rescue farmers of Liberia. The concept is there's a possibility that folks will want to pin this corporation onto a political party. We're not a political party, but we're supporting the current president of Liberia in his effort to make this country self-sufficient when it comes to agriculture. So the current administration, we are on the bandwagon to make sure that the administration succeeds in its efforts in reaching out to all of the farmers that will be supporting the government or supporting the people of Liberia. The thing is, as you heard, Mr. Cooper, who is the president and CEO of this corporation, and me being the chairman, we are observing what we hope to transpire over the next 5 years. There's a timeline that we have. We've been looking at it as of the launch of this program, which will occur October 30th, 2025. We'll have a 5-year period to assess what we have done to bring change to Liberia when it comes to food sufficiency, food security, and making sure that folks have rice on the market, cassava on the market, vegetables, fishery, poultry. Those sort of operational activities will occur with the mobilization of WFI multi-purpose agricultural corporation or cooperative in itself. So the point is, we are very sure that there will be a lot of finger pointing at membership of this cooperative, that the connection with the party or connection with political movement is not the aim of this cooperation. We want to support, we want to make sure that agricultural activities thrive in Liberia, that we succeed in carrying on agricultural activities, and supporting the president with his efforts, his agenda, his inclusive agenda going forward, inclusive agenda, that it has to be development in the country when it comes to the agricultural area and the farming that's being done by farmers. We want them to be protected. We want our farmers to be protected and to be energized in making sure they supply Liberia with the food needed. And even if there's going to be exports, to support exports as well of some of the farming products to get out. If we have road to markets or market available, we are hoping that we will succeed in going forward. And we're going to try to make folks understand that we are totally non-political. We are totally non-political. There will be activities in terms of individual views, perspective, that will be shared about their perceptions of political movements. But we are not into that stream of a political movement. We want agriculture to be first and foremost, and to make sure that people are fed in Liberia, that food's available.
My name is LNTL from the Liberian Investigative Newspaper. So the endeavor is kind of huge. One may think why you are not starting with a single county, but automatically you're going to all the 15 counties. What is the source of your farmers? And secondly, what's your priority? Are you going to focus on all of these things that I'm seeing here? What agricultural produce are you going to focus on first? Are you going holistic, or are you going to take one at a time?
Okay. That's another good question being raised, and we know that our management on the ground have already started the mobilization of the different counties. 15 different counties are engaged. We're engaging those counties at the moment, and there are selected farmers from those counties that have already made arrangement with the management on the ground, the WFI management, and sort of sharing their interests, and also providing land, hectares of land, so folks to make sure that they perform agricultural activity.
Missing from this briefing today is a legal team from the Ministry of Gender, even though they're not present at this conference, but they've been with us through every step of the investigation up to where we are today. The last time we were here, we threw a little light on the case and gave details as to the findings that we had in the investigation. So today we'll just run over, give you additional updates and look at things that have been done so far and what are the next steps as far as this investigation is concerned. And then after that, we can open up for questions. So as a brief overview, this case involves a female victim, 14 years old, a minor under the law, and it was filed by her sister, Emma Poor. The suspect is J. Brian McGill, Deputy Minister, suspended Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports, and it involves two allegations of incidents of sexual assault, one on the 28th of August and the second one on the 20th of August. The victim alleged forced penetration. She indicated that there was a threat with a knife and coercion. Immediate disclosure was made to the family. Medical examination was conducted, and that was done at the SGBV One-Stop Center at the Borough Clinic. This incident occurred on the 30th. It was immediately reported to the police at the Zone 8 police station on the very day that it occurred, late that night, on the same 30th. The police immediately, in accordance with procedure, gave a referral slip for the One-Stop Center. The family, according to the family, it was over the weekend, so they could not get access to the center until Monday. However, they were advised along the way to ensure that the victim did not take a shower and to also preserve the clothes that she was wearing. And that was done until Monday when they went to the One-Stop Center for the medical examination. Following day, the result came back. It was submitted to the police, and the investigation began and was subsequently transferred here to Central, not because of any preferential reasons, but because this particular case it involved a government official. We need to make sure that to make sure we get the all the pieces of evidence we use to support the claims that were being made. So we some of the things that were done for examination. She was then also turned over for psychosocial care at a safe home. We obtained statements from the victim, the complainant, witnesses, family members, the ministry staff, and security officers at the Ministry of Youth and Sport and the SKD Sports Complex. There was a visit of the scene, and at which the CCTV footage was reviewed. Came back additional questioning of the suspect, additional engagement with the victim, and then it required for a reconstruction of the scene, at which time all the parties went back to reconstruct the scene. At the scene, after reviewing the CCTV footage, we also needed to go one step further, because even at that point, we still could not connect the crime as per the act. So we did subpoena the call records from Orange Network and that of MTN. They both submitted their records, and I know people have been talking about the time frame in between. These things have got procedures there. So before you even go to get the call log, you have to pray for a warrant at the court. And whenever the court gives it, the sheriff served that warrant. You have to wait for the company now to in turn bring that stuff back. This took a couple of days for us to get the call log. As a matter of fact, even after the warrant was served, we had to keep making follow-up calls to the different companies before the call logs were released to us. So with the call log, we were able to look at, do an analysis, the metadata analysis, which we gave you some level of geospatial positioning of the connection of the mobile phone. So that analysis was done. The positioning of the suspect and the claims of the victim could still not be established by the details of the call log. So, for example, the suspect is saying at 6:30, I was at the complex and this is where this particular incident occurred. The call log is saying that at this particular time, 6:30, this individual was in the police academy area. So we did that analysis. We went back and forth looking at the two phones, and all of the records there did not corroborate with placing the suspect on the scene as to where this event occurred. But keeping in mind, we're talking about minors, so we still have to dig deeper. We went one step beyond and asking for his second phone, and he said no. I mean, he had both of his SIM in one phone, so just in case he was leaving one phone out and going to another area, we went for sure. We did that. We looked at the IMEI number on Cellcom, and Orange and that of NTN were exactly the same, which corroborated his statement that it was one phone that he had. So from the records, with the victim was placed in the safe room where she has remained while we have continued the investigation. So after we went through all of that, we decided that okay, let's go back to the scene. Went back to the scene, walked through, look at all of those areas, revisited the camera. This time around, we had a detailed examination of the footage because there were claims and counterclaims that there could be some alteration of the video. But you know, when you cut, especially from the CCTV, it is time stamped. So once you cut the footage, you will see that glitch in between them moving from with a gap in between the time. So the investigators went back and carefully reviewed it, and they realized that it had not been tampered with. And at any time, investigators, prosecutor, if I'm leaving anything out or any input you want to give, you can please just let me know and come in. So that was reviewed, and we didn't find any tampering with the footage. So far so good. The evidence that supports the victim's allegation, the victim gave a consistent and detailed statement. She made immediate disclosure to her father, the grandmother, and the sister. The medical report indicates trauma. But the thing about it, when even with the report indicating trauma, the next question is who? And the accusation is made against this minister, and that's why we're investigating. But the accusation alone is not sufficient. In every other case we've had here, from the day that I took over, there has to be probable cause before we make an arrest, and we've been able to establish that. Every time there is a SGBV case, we will have people to corroborate that particular statement. We'll be able to connect the suspect and the victim one way or the other. I know people say, oh, they can just pick up people and just put them in jail. By the time they call your name for rape, no. When we pick, anytime we pick up, we carry you to that a cell to hold you there. It means that we have established something that connects you to that crime, and that's why we're holding you. Even if for any reason they accuse you and we don't have something for you to hold you for, we'll make sure there's somebody who can guarantee for you that will be bringing you back and forth while the investigation is going on. What makes this different is, one, there's been no awareness on the issue of SGBV for a while, and it's just happening about people forming a belief system as to how it works. Unfortunately, this case with the public official is what has brought this public back into the limelight, and people are finding it shocking to believe that, oh, this is, in other cases, police just arrest. No, we don't just arrest. We have to establish a cause before we make arrests. The relatives confirmed they validated her disclosure of the same night, and the.
But this is I'd like to welcome to you, all of you, Father, on this wonderful day. I'd like to welcome you to this edition of the Morning Ride, your people's program. is on your decks this morning, at your business center, in your offices, in your vehicles, whatever you are, on your sick bed, and across the world from the city of Kingsville. Welcome. This is the Morning Ride on Cool 91.9, Cool Radio Online, Kid News, Cool YouTube channel 2. And you can follow us on all of these outlets, and certainly we bring the information right at your doorstep. Palatable breakfast, dinner, supper, lunch, always served on this platform. I'm Weekie Brooks this morning. Ambassador Vice alongside T. Nicholas Barkley sits and controls the camera and sound this morning. Promises to be great as usual this Monday. Happens to be the 6th day in the 10th month. The month is October and the year's 10th at 2025. Welcome, folks. Walk to walk and talk to talk. And as usual, have to shift the paradigm about the market. What a favor. We speak undiluted truth. The very hard truth I said on this platform. Folks, welcome. Let's have a good time together on this edition of the Morning Ride.
The suspect did apologize, but he denied that, and he denied the guilt that
admission. You know that I love this thing. Normally when people say, and I took my time to research, to look at some of these things, and they say there is no permanent friends, no permanent enemies in politics, but there are permanent interests. I'll say those to say over the period of time, we have seen folks who you saw close to a particular person in the political arena. Some left, went, and said all sorts of things about the political parties or the political leaders. They came back. Some of you today, you defended the party. You had serious outburst. And you thought that was the means and way of defending the party. But what happens at the end of the day? Those very same people you thought that you never wanted to see walking with a political leader because the person said this, you were almost willing to kill the person to do this thing. You saw them again moving. Somebody got divided with the feeling that this person is against your party. Sometimes you don't even know how the game plays. And a lot of you today, I'll say this, have created enemies for yourselves. Why your political leaders? Go and look back and see how many presidents who have on occasion have dumped the party, left. You don't even know how they came back. On what basis? You don't even know how they joined the party. What was the discussion? What behind? And I said it to say, look, it's been a while now. We were engulfed with this crisis. Everybody have laid low down because finally it's been settled. But let's go back now to the memory lane. That Liberians, because people normally tell us that we're quick to forget, we're not. We are just probably people who normally don't take issue too long. Now, you come to think about this. The big questions we asked sometimes back when we had the empires of the House of Representatives, some of us were bullied. You call all sorts of names. And at the end of the day, we had this ruling for the Supreme Court. Now, here is the question still being asked and yet to be answered. Who dumped or betrayed or sold fanatical to the wolves? But I'd like to say welcome, folks, this morning, and many congratulations to the winner of the jackpot on Saturday. It's good. You have the chance to tell you. You thought that there was a joke. Yeah. Cool cash gave away radio in the team in Liberia. So you still have the chance to win something for yourself as well. When we're telling you, some of you had a chance on Friday. You won 5,000, 10,000, yes, and you took it for play. But there's another one for you this morning. So you got to go there and play the game this morning. The $9*799*11# You play $100 Liberian or 70 cents US, and trust me, you will call us and 10 minutes later. You can win for yourself $4,000 or even more. There are other fabulous prices there. So you want to play 1 time, 2 times, just put in 1. 2 times, put 2. 3 times, 5 times, just put in the number. Make sure you got money on your loans or NTM mobile account, so you can make sure that you be part of the process. So this is where we find ourselves over the period of time, and keep asking. You know, when the process started, let's go back and look at this thing. You have 2 persons who were from the same political party. The Speaker of the House back then, Honorable Fonati Kofa. You have the Deputy Speaker, who is still currently State Deputy Speaker, Honorable Thomas Farr, but then is staunch fireburn of the CDC as well. And let me say good morning and happy birthday to you, Mrs. Daniel Massacre Vi. As you celebrate your birthday on today, we want to wish you all of God's chosen blessing and more grace to you. The month of October is burning. A lot of great folks who are walking the earth and still walking this earth celebrating the birthday on today and yesterday, the day before tomorrow, and the day to come. We'd like to wish all of you happy birthday to you, Mrs. Fi. You deserve it. Thank you so much for the support, to your husband for always waking up and being here to serve this country, serve his people, provide necessary information, concrete, valid, accurate, and you remember in history, you are writing your name in history when it comes to standing by your partner. Yeah, you're not just one of those persons who just there for the good time, but stand together and achieve together. So I'd like to say happy birthday on behalf of the entire folks here. We wish you all of God blessing upon you and all of your wishes, your prayers will be answered. So, when this thing started, the news was being circulated in the corridor at the lower house. There was this plot to have the Speaker removed by some of his colleagues. People said, no, it's false. The Deputy Speaker, Honorable Fowler, even spoke. And when this thing started, back then you had the former Speaker, Honorable Kofa, he was out of the country. But the news started going around, and Honorable Fowler had a press conference that his boss, immediate boss, Amon Iwat, can trust him and enjoy the confidence for him, the fact that he stands to benefit absolutely nothing from it. Yeah, he stands to benefit absolutely, what would it benefit? Why would the CDC benefit? The man is the Speaker, he's the Deputy Speaker, and all of these things. We saw a group of lawmakers, including some members of the CDC. They gathered themselves and were calling for the immediate removal of the then Speaker. We normally took it as a joke that this thing here, they plot, no, the Speaker cannot be removed. But the plan was already being orchestrated, properly planned, about to be fully implemented or executed. The Honorable Speaker returned to the country by then and still could not win the folks over. They were always burned and extended. We saw ringleaders from the other side, later they called themselves majority black. And we saw the rule of law caucus, or the Fonati Kofa group by them. And the majority black, headed by Richard Kuhn, but then the ringleader today, who wants to be the godfather of Nima County, Honorable, the current senator who went on to replace the late Senator Prince Johnson, Samuel Coker, was the man in front, and you had other folks who were also part of the entire process that they were doing it illegally. We saw that lawmakers left to camp in one of our major hotels in Liberia, strategizing and all of these things. And they started to have their own section. And the two bodies, it came a time, could not easily constitute a quorum. They could not reach the number to have the Speaker try and remove. And the then Speaker returned to the country, but still could not convince his colleagues to be given a fair trial or to resolve whatever matter that should be resolved in-house. Let's put it on the table. Let's have this thing discussed. But no, But it was being reported that the deputy speaker was part and parcel of the process to betray the speaker. Liberians saw some member of the CDC, but the CDC was pointing finger at the government, but yet could not control her folks. Then people kept asking, and we stay asking the question today. We brought the thing back so you can have the retrospect and look at politics in Liberia. When they look at him, tell me, who exactly betrayed the former speaker? Was it the United Party? Was he a part of the United Party? You had a deputy speaker who said he was standing, but just threat for the majority black, if he don't join them, he himself will suffer the same that the then speaker was going through. And we took it for play. We started dragging on. There are things that should have happened. Staffers got divided. Some of the employees who have been threatened, if you declare the work, if you don't move to this level, you will take, the action will be taken on you. Decision to suspend, lawmaker withhold the salaries and benefit, all of these things started to take place. And we started hearing, seeing disruption of so many things started to happen. You have some of the people who were supporting the CDC, or member of the CDC, but yet they were to a body who later the Supreme Court referred to as illegal. Now, we went through all of these things. Even to the extent when the CDC threatened those lawmakers from the CDC that were being part of the plot to have the then speaker removed. Some of them still could not be moved by the threats or suspension or the expulsion. They stood their ground. Some went back. Suspension was lifted, but yet they still had a support on their hand. And there were some who stood their ground, like the current deputy speaker, Honorable Thomas Farah, who later was expelled from the party. And everybody thought probably he was going on to become the next speaker, but he stood the ground and remained as speaker. He said things were tight, but yet one of your key members at the time were whining and dining with a body that was deemed unconstitutional and were acting illegally. But the fingers were being pointed at the Unity Party. So because if you tell us, so are you telling us today that political parties are having people on their ticket who are not loyal, who are not committed, who do not understand the function, or people, or they are belly-driven or data-rise the character and integrity? We started to hear all of these things. You see? And it was like 18, this month, October, we'll make it 1 year when that thing started. And we took it for a joke. And back then, Honorable Natl was out of the country. And he was preparing to meet Pope Francis. But then the head of the Catholic Church in the Italian capital Rome on October 18. So things started, he had some brave guys who were on ground that is supporting him in the process. You have men and some courageous supporters who turned out, though they did not have the kind of voting right, but they felt that they would give that kind of a support to him while he's away and upon his return. Some of the names who stood by him were led by the likes of Musa Pellet, the likes of Marvin Cole, a controversial lawmaker in Bond County. You have Francis Afoko, Mosovado County. You had the LIBERIA Columbine. They stood their ground that they will make sure that the plot to remove the speaker at the time will not take effect. And they went on because the guys are already planning to have him removed in absentia. He was not even in the country when the plot was made. He was the head of the 55th National Legislature at the time. Fingers were being pointed across the road to the executive mansion that President Barker was part of this thing. But we were getting reports with the entire cycle. There are folks, even to the extent when former Speaker Copa became Speaker, there were folks in the CDC reportedly who were saying against the fact that he was not a true citizen. He has come from the Liberal Party, so he has not seen the struggle they've been through. So they were just sugarcoating things. Because if they had stood together with the Deputy Speaker present, that's such opposition in the hands of the opposition, you had the leadership in your hand, the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker. So the question will be asked, sometimes back, Honorable Kenneth Bagbala asked, we sacrifice Honorable Fala for Fonati Kufa. Just to tell you that, do you know where Fala has come from with us? He be in a struggle, represented this party and made his path today. And you're telling us about a man who just walked in. And we started to see, started to hear, it was this, it was that. People started to say, we told you people. And Honorable Gray were talking. You had another person talking, but reports were saying that after all of the talking, they were in bed. Now we get a report that the CDC is having conversation with a man who they saw as the man, as the ringleader, wanting to remove their speaker. Samuel Coker today, report being out there, we are yet to verify it properly, that the CDC might just be contemplating on giving him the kind of support because Nima is a vote-rich county. That a man who was named yesterday as evil, unfit, devilish, could be seen today. We saw that with the former Senator of the Late Center. Once he for you, he's a hero. When you people part, he becomes a warlord. He becomes a murderer. He becomes somebody that you need to prosecute. You call for the war crime court. But once he's on your side and speak to his people, and when they were you see him as a kingmaker. How do the politics in our country grow? And we got this culture in our country where people think that the only way you can show love is that, raining insults. And sometimes your political leaders don't even speak to some of these things. Some of the very same people that you rain insults on, you call all sorts of names, your political leaders are in bed with them discussing, moving way forward. Sometimes even when the people want to bring some of these things, they say, "Mama, little man, just forget about those people. Those people are just there for the number." So you look around and you see exactly what took place years back when we started to hear that money exchange hands. I still remember that fateful day on October 17, when they were being reported that people received 15,000 each of 44 members of the House to endorse the resolution to remove Speaker Kofa. That was being said. It was being alleged. There was this plan of money already allegedly being offered, 15,000 each. And we saw the video of Representative Collins, who sat in the vehicle, also said the same thing. I'll stay over. Now what he said, and the plan got disrupted after this leak video. With some legislators withdrawing their support. One minute you find the other person in this camp, the next minute they started to, some of them started to daily modify. Inconsistency started to show itself. You find out that this person will be on this side, the next thing the person is independent, the next thing the person is go on this side. Now today, the deputy speaker, he said he's not from the CDC, he's an independent man that gave him an independent man, but he stand with President Joseph Liman Parker. He's not a United Party partisan, but when it comes to development and the agenda of the president, he stands to support it and he stands for them to achieve it together. So whatever somebody wants to say, they should say it. And he has no regrets. We have seen Honorable Sir Joseph who have left. Marvin Cole, who also felt that he was betrayed by the Unity Party, by the CDC, has left the CDC, also have gone to join the CMC. So who betrayed who? Who betrayed Kofa? Is the Unity? Are you telling us we are electing terrorized, belly-driven lawmakers that cannot stand the ground, even when wrongs are there to say, yeah? And he was under threat not to resign. If he resigned, somebody threatened, one of the schools threatened to kill him. Somebody threatened to burn the Capitol building. At the end of the day, we saw awesome attack. Who did it? Investigation still going. Prosecution will take place. We're still watching the show, moving on after months. You know? So, and Honorable Collins, who also a Reverend, Luther Collins of Backpole County, he was the president at the time who revealed the bribery attempt to have lawmakers paid to have the former speaker by then removed. And he took money to the LACC as evidence as being individual involved in the removal of the former speaker. Honorable Collins went on lawmakers for his solicited with money to support Speaker Kofa removal. And Reverend Collins said the US 15,000 was being dished out by the Nima County District 6 representative, D1 Glicket. And when asked about the source of the fund, he told the funds were given by Vice President Jeremiah Poon and Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala. Those are the people, names that are being called. They went on to decline and said no. But when the person came, Thomas Fala left, the legitimate body, following the Supreme Court ruling, because that's why he should. But he was with the illegitimate body. A member of the city is stubborn, vice chair at the time, deputy speaker, but he chose to be with the majority bloc, and he was very. And the speaker then, who was the current speaker by then, he was residing in an illegal position, were being referred to as not the speaker. He was normally just being referred to as Representative Kung. And Honorable Fire have always been a, deputy speaker. Liberians were confused, started to look around, started hearing this, started hearing that, some other folks. But they forgot that they needed to look in-house. But the fingers are being pointed across the road to the Unity Party. Oh, yeah, the Unity Party doing this. Now, but you could not stay behind. I want to go. Francisco have sat and have a sober reflection onto this matter and look at the power play. There were all other lawmakers that were condemned. Honorable Fala, today the CDC state cannot even condemn him. Honorable Fala left with a group of people as well. If you listen to even Moses Skagray, you will talk all the negativity or positivity about the likes of Sir Joseph, who also have left the party. Solomon George, also who have left the party. Solomon George, one of the person was saying, we are starving. Can't buy Bala had a late post. People went for him. Honestly, in politics and talking some things, years back, don't forget. Honor Madam Ellen Johnson said regime, serving couple of positions, Minister of Information, Minister of Commerce, Minister, there are some places he went, different sports.